Hi everyone, this is David of Chide with Books of Chide, and we're reading The 100 Simple Secrets of Successful People by David Niven Ph.D. Today we are reading chapter 85, You Need to Know What You Are Looking For. Essentially it starts with the question, what's the right direction for you? Essentially, know yourself before trying to know what direction you're going into, so that you don't go into the wrong field of either study, work, vocation, profession, whatever it is. Know yourself before that. Unfortunately, there are people who simply don't. I've seen it quite a lot actually. So I don't know what I want to become, I don't know what I want to study, I just don't know. I truly have sympathy for that, because I knew what I wanted to do practically. I think I was 4 or 5 years old and I already knew. It just came down to narrowing it down into a career path a bit later in life. But I knew what I liked quite early on, what I liked much more than everything else, so that was quite easy for myself. But I know there are people who really struggle. They really just don't know. They really just can't find the passion. It's quite tough. And I don't know what to say, because I would recommend doing the introspection, but maybe aptitude, or getting into a catch-all that actually, you know, a career path that helps develop into many opportunities. Because I've seen people try and it just didn't work for them. Try to figure out what's in it for them, what they like. I've seen them try everything, in all honesty, and sometimes the results just don't come. It's a hard one to advise, because this, in my opinion, there's at least, let me think how many solutions I would say there is to that. Is either you try to go through the options, but as I said, I have seen people who simply can't get to the answer with that. You try your aptitude, but aptitude doesn't necessarily translate into passion, so it's also a problem there. Or you study or go into a field that allows for great variety in future development. That's the one I'd go with the most, is going into a field with a really wide potential, like the widest you can possibly get. If you really don't know what you're going to do, that's, in my opinion, what I would do, just because that way you don't stall yourself, or you don't slot yourself into something you absolutely despise. But this is a tough thing, and I think for modern people it's even more tough, simply because there's so many different career options and study paths in life, especially now, probably more than ever before. So I do sympathize with that. There's the story they give is of somebody who actually ran a drive-in cinema, and despite the drive-in cinema being essentially obsolete as far as I know, they still managed to make it successful just by doing good marketing. And they said quite simply, look, I love doing this, and they found a way to make it work because they didn't want to do anything else. That was their thing. They wanted to do the drive-in theater. So they knew their path. They just needed to do the work to keep it viable in the modern world, which was a bit more tough. Now, the case studies by Guerra and Braungart-Ricker in 1999. It states those who are indecisive about their career and long-term plans are 66% less likely to feel that they understand their own identity. So that's a rough one. That's a big drop right there. Especially also indecisiveness. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know what really fixes this problem. As I said, I've seen people struggle with it, and it's hard to really advise on that, simply because I can't say I've experienced the same. But in other choices with similar weighings, I would say going for whatever allows the most freedom is the best option, just because that way you don't slot yourself in without that certainty. Because if you slot yourself into the wrong place, the wrong area, the wrong job, the wrong anything, it's number one, you're going to pay a price for getting out of that slot. So that's why I wouldn't recommend doing that. But that's just me. I don't know. This is definitely a to each his own situation, because there's definitely a lot of people that struggle with this. Definitely. Because I've seen quite a few. But yeah, this has been chapter 85 of The 100 Simple Secrets of Successful People by David Niven Ph.D. I hope you had a good day. I hope you have an even better day after hearing this. And I'll see you in the next little chapter of this wonderful little book. So thank you very much. This has been David of Chide with Books of Chide. And have a very good day. Bye bye.